Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we are presenting about direct titration in acid rain analysis. We are from group 10 and this is our group members Nur Nafisa binti Muhammad Kushairi, Nurdini binti Azhar, Nuri Izazi binti Mustafa Kamal and Nur Najiha binti Muhammad Nizam. And this video is presented for Miss Azmu.
For the introduction, direct titration is a typical or normal type of titration where the standard reagent is added to determine the concentration of analyte until it reaches the endpoint. The endpoint is the part of the titration where a permanent visible change is observed, such as color changes and precipitate formation. Direct titration is also a way to determine the contents of a substance quantitatively. Why it is called direct? Because the scientists approach the endpoint directly. So scientists also rely on direct titration to find the quantity of a substance within a solution with chemical reaction.
We're going to talk about the methodology of titration. First, you need to collect and clean the apparatus you will use. For example, for burette. First, you need to cleanse it with distilled water, and then you need to rinse it with the titrant solution. The same goes for pipette, however, instead of using titrant solution, you will need to use primary standard solution. The second step is preparation of primary standard solution. First, you need to calculate the mass of the compound. Second, you need to weigh the compound for the solution. Third is you need to transfer the compound into a beaker, then dissolve it with distilled water. The solution is then transferred into volumetric flask. The beaker is then rinsed and the solution is transferred again into the volumetric flask. Then you need to add distilled water until the mark. Use dropper to avoid excess. The last one is seal the flask and turn upside down a few times. The third step is the preparation of acid solution. First, you need to calculate the molarity and volume needed. Second, measure 10 ml of the calculated and transfer into a flask. Third, dilute it with distilled water and then use stopper and mix, turning the flask upside down a few times. The fourth and the last step is standardization of acid solution. First, you need to fill the burette with acid solution and then you record the initial reading. And then pipette 25 ml of the primary standard solution into a flask and then drops 2 to 3 drops of indicator. Titrate slowly while shaking the flask until the indicator change. Record the final reading of the acid solution. Repeat 2 to 3 times and calculate the exact molarity.
I'm going to talk about the acid rain. So what is acid rain? Acid rain is any form of precipitation with acidic components such as sulfuric or nitric acid that fall to the ground from the atmosphere in wet and dry form. So what causing the acid rain? The cause of the acid rain is sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide that are emitted into the atmosphere and then transported in by wind and air current. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide react with water, oxygen and other chemicals to form sulfuric and nitric acid. What is the major sources of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide? First is the burning of fossil fuel to generate electricity. The second one is the vehicle and heavy equipment. And the last one is the manufacturing, oil refineries and other industry. So there are two forms of acid deposition, the wet deposition and the dry deposition. For the wet deposition, the sulfuric acid and nitric acid formed in the atmosphere fall to the ground mixed with rain, snow, fog or hail. For the dry deposition, when gases and dust particles become acidic, both wet and dry deposition can be carried by the wind. Sometimes for a very long distance, acid deposition in wet and dry forms fall on buildings, cars and trees and can make lakes becomes acidic.
Application of direct titration in acid rain analysis. The theory of direct titration in acid rain involves understanding the stoichiometry of the reaction between the analyte, which is standardized solution of a base, and the rainwater, as well as the principle of equivalent point and endpoint. First is key concept. The analyte in this case is the rainwater sample, which contain acidic components such as sulfuric acid, nitric acid resulting from the dissolution of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide in the atmosphere. The titrant is standardized solution of a strong base such as sodium hydroxide with a known concentration. In the titration process, the acidic components in rainwater react with the base according to the following neutralization reaction. For sulfuric acid sulfuric react with sodium hydroxide, produce sodium sulfate and water. For nitric acid react with sodium hydroxide, produce sodium nitrate and water. Next is equivalent point and endpoint. The equivalent point is reached when all the acidic components in the rainwater have been neutralized by the base. This occurs when the moles of base added are stoichiometrically equivalent to the moles of acid present in the rainwater. The endpoint of the titration is determined using a suitable indicator such as phenolphthalein or methyl orange, which changes color at or near the equivalent point. This slide shows the endpoint and equivalent point differences. The concentration of acidic components in the rainwater as determined by direct titration provide valuable information about the extent of acid deposition in the environment. Monitoring changes in acidity over time and across different geographic regions help assess the impact of acid rain on ecosystem, water bodies, and infrastructure. By applying the principle of direct titration, scientists can quantitatively analyze the acidity of rainwater samples and contribute to the understanding and mitigation of acid rain phenomena.
Expected result from acid rain analysis. In this experiment, we use phenolphthalein as the indicators, and from the right we can see it is less acidic from the left one. Conclusion: the direct titration method effectively quantified the acidic component present in the acid rain samples, revealing significant concentration of sulfuric and nitric acids. These findings underscore the environmental impact of industry emission and basic exhaust, which release sulfur dioxide, SO2, and nitrogen oxide, which is NO2, into the atmosphere, leading to acid rain formation. The measured acidity levels suggest potential harmful effect on ecosystem, infrastructure, and human health. Consequently, the study recommends implementing stricter regulations on SO2 and NO2 emissions, establishing comprehensive monitoring programs, and increasing public awareness about the source and consequences of acid rain. So for overall, direct titration proved to be a reliable method for assessing rainwater acidity, providing essential data for environmental protection efforts.